Welcome to the Leader Tune-Up. Over the next 30 minutes, you'll upgrade your ability to achieve results. The Leader Tune-Up helps you access the leader state. What is the leader state? It's an inner knowing that's available to all people, and it gives you the experience of causing the things in your life. Leaders use their leader state to propel their vision into reality. Let's look at some well-known leaders. Steve Jobs had a vision of how people could be interfacing with technology, and he brought that out to the world. Dr. Jane Goodall wanted to alert the world of the plight of our chimpanzee cousins, and she achieved that through a tireless effort and effective use of media. Martin Luther King helped change the state of affairs for other African Americans. And Elon Musk is carrying out a vision to change the way we use energy in the world. What is the Leader Tune-Up? The Leader Tune-Up is 2 simple steps. In step 1, you're going to experience the leader state. In step 2, you're going to experience creating something new from the leader state. The end result is your personal leader sentence. The leader sentence is a tool that you can turn to anytime to access your leader state. How does the Leader Tune-Up work? Let's start at the beginning. You were born. Your parents give you your name, language, beliefs, and direction. And as you get older, more and more people add to this collection of information. Now you're older and you want to relate to the outer world. But all of this information creates a pattern. Taken as a whole, this pattern can be called the mind. Now when we want to receive information from the outer world, often it gets distorted and we don't understand correctly. Or we might want to create a goal and somehow it doesn't turn out the way we planned. In the Leader Tune-Up, we learn how to look through the mind so that we get a clear communication between you and reality. That clear communication channel is what we call the leader state. Let's get started. In step 1, you'll access your leader state. Let's start by listing 3 recent events in your life that you did not cause. They don't have to be complicated, just anything will do. For example, the barber gave me a bad haircut. I didn't cause that. Take a few minutes to write down 3 things that you did not cause, and be sure to read them out loud. Now, let's imagine at least one way that you caused each thing to happen. So, for example, I chose this barber. He looked sleepy, but I still let him cut my hair. Follow this pattern for all 3 events. And again, be sure to read your answers out loud. Now let's do a simple exploration into what just happened. Write down how you feel about each situation. What are you experiencing? Many people realize they never thought about their role in their situations. Often you can see that you could do things differently next time. And for many people, they begin to see a pattern. So what really happened in this exercise? We start with a question, something that didn't work the way we hoped. And we're looking at that question and we don't see an answer. Somehow there's a barrier on how to solve this issue. Yet we have a sense there's an answer somewhere. How do we get to that answer? Often the answer comes from a whole different point of view than the one that we might be holding on to. By changing your state toward the leader state, you have new access to the issue and you can see new solutions. The first state is the state of things happen to me. We call that the victim state, and in this exercise we actually practice being a victim. Then we practice the idea of I cause things, and that practice is the practice of leader, entering the leader state. The practice that you've learned from this exercise is to access your leader state, look at any situation from the perspective of having caused it. In step 2, we're going to practice creating from the leader state. The leader state is useful for solving challenges. It's also effective for causing what you want in the world. In exercise 2, we're going to start by listing 3 good things you want to see happen in the world and 3 bad things you want to see fixed in the world. Here's some examples of good things and bad things. Perhaps you'd like your company to double its sales, create a new playground in a local park. Some bad things, potholes finally get filled. If only people would clean up after their dogs. And what if my favorite sports team could win the title? Wouldn't that be great? Or can we finally solve world hunger? Notice the difference in feelings and emotions between the good things and the bad things. The strong sense is good. It doesn't matter whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. So let's start now, and using a 5-star rating, let's assess how much juice you feel about any of these items. So we're going to rate them all 1 to 5 stars. And now let's circle your top 3, the ones that really resonate with you the most, that you'd like to see changed or improved. Now, in the next step, we're going to construct 3 leader sentences using the results you selected. So the leader sentence has a basic structure. I am causing what, for, which community, by when. Let's practice. I am causing what, a new playground, for kids in my neighborhood by 12 months from now. Or, I am causing sales to double for my company by 6 months from now. I am causing hunger to end for the people at the homeless shelter by 18 months from now. Now let's read these sentences out loud, and let's look and see if you can tweak any of them to make them more powerful for you. So for example, causing sales to double, let's get more specific. I'm causing 20 dream homes. For who? Really, you're causing them not so much for your company, but for home buyers in town. And hunger to end, that may be a great end result, but perhaps a more specific result you want to create is 15 well-paying jobs for the people at the shelter. Now again, let's score these sentences from 1 to 5 stars to see which one we'll work on next. And then circle the sentence that is the most resonant with you. Now remember, this is not an obligation to solve any problem or to achieve anything. The whole point of this is for you to experience the leader state. So you don't have to pick the project that you're working on, although you can if you want. It's really all about tuning yourself up to your feeling about the sentence. Now read and write the leader sentence you selected. I am causing a new playground for the kids in my neighborhood in 12 months. Now, let's see if you can fine-tune your leader sentence. For example, I am causing a new playground for kids from 0 to 10 in my neighborhood and their parents in 12 months. So we're getting more specific in that example. Here, I'm causing a new playground and a picnic center for kids from 0 to 10 in my neighborhood and their parents in 12 months. So you can see in this example, we're getting a little more visual about how it's going to look, getting more of a sense of that whole flavor of the community coming together. And finally, I'm causing a new playground and picnic center for kids from 0 to 10 in my neighborhood and their parents by July 4th of next year. So here we're getting more specific about the date. We can imagine the calendar and the date and the ribbon cutting. And so this power of visualizing just how it's going to be helps increase the power of your leader sentence. Now let's explore what happened in this exercise. What do you experience when you say your leader sentence? Here are some examples people report from doing this exercise. A sense of calmness, more energy, ready to take action. And they can see how to get their goal done in a more effective way. You may experience a variety of things. Whatever you write down, be sure to read it out loud as well. We'll end the presentation with a practice that you can use to access your leader state anytime you want. If you recall in the beginning, we said the leader sentence is a tool, and now you have your tool, and you can say your leader sentence out loud anytime you want to access your leader state. If you want to get really advanced, say your leader sentence to yourself in the mirror while you look yourself in the eye. The reason this works so effectively is that we are our worst critic. As you go through that process, you'll begin to feel a sense of calmness and certainty about your leader sentence, and that helps bring your leader state to the next level.